How are you, Jay?
Gentry, what's going on? Tell a few jokes, try to make a living. That's a gig, you know?
Very sound advice. I've heard you tell a heartfelt story about one of the comics you really respected and idolized, Rodney Dangerfield. You believe one night on The Tonight Show he had a stroke on the show, and you ended up...
Well, what happened?
Yeah, tell us what happened.
Rodney came on the show, and, you know, as a comic, it's like when you know an athlete or a musician, you know their moves, and you can tell they're still good, but they're a little off. And I said, Rodney looked a little off, and I said to my producer, I said, Deb, I think Rodney's having a stroke. Call a paramedic. She goes, what? I go, no, he's sweating an awful lot. He looks a little, you know. Okay, so we called the paramedic. So Rodney finished his stand-up, very funny. He sat down on the chair. Things are okay now, Jay, but I tell you last week, oh, gosh, you know, Rodney doing his whole thing. And he was really funny, you know. So the show ends, and Rodney's sitting in his dressing room. By that time, the paramedics have showed up, and I went and I said, Rodney, the paramedics are here. They want to examine you. He goes, why? What's wrong? I said, Rodney, I think you're having a stroke. He goes, no, I'm not having a stroke. Well, he did have a stroke. And they took him out in a stretcher, and they took him to the hospital. And he didn't last much longer. So a couple weeks later, Joan, his wife, calls me and says, Jay, can you come to the hospital? Rodney's in a coma. Okay. So we get there, and Rodney's lying there with his eyes open, you know. And Joan says, the doctor says he can hear us and understand us, but he can't react. Okay. So I'm telling Rodney how much I love him and how much he meant to all the comedians and how nice he was to put us all on his show and, you know, all these kind of things, you know. So then Joan says to me, Jay, put your finger in Rodney's hand. She goes, Rodney, if you know it's Jay, try and squeeze his finger. So I feel just a slight squeeze. And I leaned in and I said, Rodney, that's not my finger.
Oh,
so
man.
Rodney did he did a twitch. He jumped, and then his wife screamed, he moved, he heard it, he got the joke. You know, so it was like, oh, it was just so much fun to just try and make Rodney laugh one last time, you know.